Hi there! Welcome back to my knitting channel. My name is Alena and I am engineering manager by day, and at night I am a knitter. And today I want to talk with you about my winter knitting plans. I didn't want to film this video, to be honest, but then I decided that probably I have some bits to share with you, so we can talk about my knitting plans. I have some yarn over here, and I'm thinking what to start from. Probably I can start from what I'm wearing. I'm wearing my sweater number 14 in this bright blue, and this is partially my kind of like idea for winter plans because I want more color. I live in Poland and it's too gray in winter. I hope that sun will be back, but it seems like the sun will be somewhere near March or April, so we need to add color into our life, and that's a little bit about some of my plans. So let's start from the first and the most important. This is Cardigan Kashmir, and I have a sweater quantity of this beautiful yarn. If you've been following me for quite some time, probably you heard that after closing my probation period, which I closed pretty successfully, I bought myself this as a gift. Yes, it's gray, not with a color. We will have more colors a little bit later, so stay tuned. And I wanted to knit myself Maggie cardigan from this yarn. I already knitted myself Maggie vest. Probably you've seen it. Such a cute knit, also in similar color, but knitted with Lamana yarn. My cat isn't happy that I closed the door, but I hope she won't bother us for too long. So after knitting Maggie vest and knitting back and forth instead of the round, I was thinking maybe I'm not ready to the cardigan. Then I talked to my knitting friend who is Nikitina Knits on Instagram. She also has her YouTube channel here. I don't remember how her channel called here, but I will tag her in the description. We agreed that probably knitting a cardigan with Cardigan Kashmir might not be the best idea, especially from the point of button bands, because button bands can, especially with Italian pin off, it can become not really pretty after some time, because this yarn is so soft, it's extremely soft, and I want to have a long-lasting garment. So we resumed my plans, and I decided to do the same as she did with this yarn and to knit poppy tee with long sleeves. I didn't want to learn, like from Maggie cardigan to poppy tee, because it's basically similar construction, just without button bands in the middle and just joined. I really enjoy this construction and I really love how it looks. I love these tapered sleeves and tapered shoulder parts, and I really like that it's knitted in the round, so I think it will fly off my needles because it will be just knitting in the round and that's it. I still a little bit on the hands between whether I will do 2x2 rib or 1x1 rib for all of the edges and the neckline, but as you are starting knitting it not from the neckline but from kind of like back panel, then you knit slightly back panel, make a small trapezoid shape, then you pick up stitches for one shoulder, then for another, you form slightly your neckline, then you join, then you start knitting your left shoulder, pick up stitches over here for the sleeve, knit back panel, pick up stitches over here for your another sleeve, knit this right shoulder. You knit a little bit like that with increasing only on the sleeves, and then you join over here in the round, cast on stitches for the neckline, and knit from here your yoke. So even the yoke will be knitted in the round, which is great. And then probably after finishing maybe 2 or 3 skeins of this yarn on that item, I will go to knit my neck. And before that, I have some time to decide which neckline and which type of rib I will use. If you have some ideas and suggestions, let me know, because I don't know. The original pattern has 1x1 rib, but I saw one of the versions with 2x2 ribs, so I need to decide. And honestly, I've already started knitting my poppy, so I will show you on my next knitting podcast. I plan to film after this video knitting podcast, and then we'll start summing up my year. The next item I want to share with you, and next my plan that I already started as well. This is my Alex hood, knitted with compatible cashmere by Knitting for Olive and their merino. I decided to go with black. It's not a bright color, yes I know, but still I wanted something kinda very basic that I can wear with anything else, because I have really bright purple mittens. So I wanted to have something to work with them. This will be a big scarf, kind of like triangle shaped, slightly, kind of like slightly in Sophie scarf style, let's call it like that, but only with a shape. You knit it with 2x2 rib, and I really enjoy knitting 2x2 rib. I don't know why, but it seems a little bit easier than 1x1 rib. You kind of like increase from the one side this 2x2 rib, and it looks stunning. I know this, I really love this kind of like traveling rib from one edge to another, and it looks really beautiful. You knit one side of the scarf, then you put stitches on hold. You knit another part of the scarf, kind of like left part and right part. Then you use Kitchener stitch to join both of the sides, and then you knit pickup stitches and knit the hood part. I'm really curious to knit the hood part. I am almost done with my first side of the scarf, which I will also show you on my knitting podcast. And I have already knitted one hood by Knitting for Olive. I think it's called Winter Hood. It's bright orange hood that I knitted previous year. So I'm sure that the hood construction shouldn't be too complicated. And I'm really looking forward to knit it and to try it. As we are talking about accessories, I will continue with them. This is a beautiful double Sunday by Sungar. I am not the biggest fan of this yarn for knitted garments, kind of like whole sweater or something like that, because I feel that peels too much, but I like hats knitted with it. I bought this yarn in Oslo, when I was traveling to Oslo, and this is a color created with a petite knit from her recent color card with Sungar, and this is going to be my Oslo hat. Recently my friend... Okay, we have a cat. Okay. Recently my friend started knitting as well, and she had knitted already 2 Oslo hats, and she had a plan to knit the third one, so I decided to join her and knit myself one more Oslo hat. I have one knitted, I think 2 years ago, and I knitted it with merino and mohair, and mohair irritates my forehead a little bit my whole head, so I need something to wear instead of that. I need something warm, because I feel that for my ears triple folded brim feels much better, and with Oslo hat you have kind of like triple folded brim, so it will be cute, warm. And I didn't have anything in this color, so I think it would be interesting. It's kind of like grayish blue, and Oslo hat knits pretty fast. You need just to knit stockinette in the round. Probably I will go with my small knitted needles or with magic loop, we'll see. But this is a very important plan for this winter. Not for this year, because year is almost gone. And let's move to bright colors. I decided to go with one more cardigan, but knitted in the round. This will be my first sticking project. I am a little bit intimidated, a little bit scared, but I hope that everything should be without problems. I talked to designer about it, and she told me that it shouldn't be too scary, and it worked fine for her. So really hope that this will work for me fine as well. I'm going to test knit a recently published cardigan by Unen Knitwear. She published it on Instagram, so you can see some photos and videos. It's knitted on 7mm needles with a color work, but color work is made kind of like one stitch of one color and another stitch of another color, so it's pretty easy. Definitely one of the easiest whole garment color work that you may think about. It will be a raglan cardigan with beautiful raglan details in one color, and all of the cardigan will be knitted with this color work. I will share with you colors that I decided to take. This test knit sponsored by BC Garn, and I'm going to use one of my favorite slightly rustic yarns, but it's not too rustic. I have knitted a whole sweater with this yarn once, and I really enjoy wearing it. This is Loch Lomond by BC Garn, and I'm really happy to go with this bright red. This is slightly tweedy yarn. As you can see, it has some bits of yellow and blue, but it's not so visible because of this color work, to be honest. And this beautiful natural shade. This one is also just slightly tweedy, not so obvious. This is the color 13, and this is 11. I wasn't sure which color to use as the main colors that will be used for raglan details, for neckline and all the ribbon details. I was thinking probably to go with the red one, but then I decided to go with this one. I think it will be slightly Christmassy, but not too Christmassy, so I can wear it not all year round, because it's a color work, double-stranded, so it will be a warm one, but kind of like for quite a long time, while it will be a little bit chilly, plus on some summer evenings it would be nice. So we will need first sticking cardigan. If you're curious how this will work, stay tuned, because soon I will share about it. And also I was thinking maybe to create some kind of like a project vlog about this with whole my journey of knitting this cardigan. If you're interested and think that it's worth doing, please let me know in the comments below, and I will start working on my project vlog for this cardigan. The next kind of like color, but not so bright color, that I am planning to use is this one. I think that you've seen my Munich Knits vlog. If you haven't seen, check it out. I bought this beautiful Garna yarn there, and this is their Cumulus yarn. It's 74% cashmere, 26% silk. This is a lace weight brushed cashmere yarn that I'm planning to use to knit Michaela sweater by Morika Knits. I think that I'm a little bit on the hook of Morika Knits items right now, because that's not the last pattern that I plan to knit from her designs. I'm really in love how intricate all the details. All of them are so thoughtfully added to each pattern, so it's definitely so cool, and I hope that I will really enjoy knitting it. I still need to swatch with this beautiful yarn. If my swatch won't work for Michaela sweater, I will knit one of her bottom-up, kind of like almost transparent sweaters. I think mist sweater it's called. Yeah, it's a mist sweater. So this will be so beautiful. But I really hope that Michaela's sweater will work, because the designer suggests 3 options of the yarn. One of them is kind of similar brush light Kashmir by Cardiff, 1 strand, then mohair double-stranded and 3 strands of mohair. If this won't work, I will still think about knitting it with 3 strands or 2 strands of mohair, because I have some of them, but I really would like to use this one. I quite enjoy wearing, you know, almost transparent sweaters with a long sleeve right now, with white long sleeve when it's a little bit cold outside and you need kind of like layering piece, especially in such bright. I would still say this is royal blue, and it's kind of like a bright one. It's called Mork Navy 282, if you're curious about color number. And in summer I could wear it in my office because it's quite cold, and such lightweight garments really easy to put into my bag and take to work and then wear and enjoy this warmth and softness. The next item that I will knit for sure, also from Marika Knits, and it will be the most brightest sweaters that you may think about. This will be bright Chantal chunky sweater. And I'm also organizing a knit-along together with Knits by Autumn. We decided to create this knit-along for everyone who has been thinking about knitting Chantal collection for quite some time, but was a little bit intimidated because this pattern has a lot of slip stitch, so it may take some time. And that's why I decided to create this knit-along. We will have an Instagram chat where we can support each other, share ideas, yarn ideas, and share some inspiration with the progress. I think that we need this powerful group to go there. I have a swatch knitted with this yarn. This is La Mana Como Grande. They kindly supported my knit-along and presented me this yarn. If you want to learn more about knit-along, go to my Instagram account. There is some highlights with yarn ideas. Right now only La Mana yarn variations added there, but soon I will add additional yarn options. And there is a post with all the details. You can knit anything from Chantal collection, and let me know in the comments of that post and I will add you into the group chat as soon as I will create it. The knit-along will be from January 10th to I think 15th of April, something like that. Check my post on Instagram and find out more details. And I want to share with you a swatch. That's the only swatch that I have today for you. As you can see, this is a slip stitch pattern. Now, this is a swatch for my Chantal chunky sweater. My hands are itching to cast on it right now, but I'm really waiting to cast on with everyone on that knit-along. This sweater has a drop shoulder, and what's really interesting is that each sweater from Chantal collection has different shoulder construction and kind of like yoke construction. This one is a drop shoulder. There is a V-neck option with raglan and saddle shoulder cardigan and saddle shoulder sweater with a round neck, and cardigan kind of like with deep V-neck. I also want to knit that cardigan. We will see how the seams will go after finishing this sweater. Maybe I will go with the cardigan or with original sweater. I don't know. We will see. But I want really the whole collection. That's really stunning. And this yarn feels so soft, so warm. I wasn't sure that I'm ready to knit with suggested yarn Guépard Puno because when I knit with such yarn, kind of like blown yarn, it gets a lot of the dust inside of it, and I start coughing, sneezing, it's a little bit hard for me, and this merino isn't like that. And what really surprised me with Lamana yarn is that their yarn very interesting. They have kind of like, I cannot say too lightly spun, but it's very interesting lightweight merino and merino combinations with different yarn. For example, cashmere, their merino cashmere, Como cashmere, I used to knit my Maggie vest, and leftovers I will use to knit my fingerless Chantal mittens. Yes, of course. And I cannot describe this yarn kind of like too much. I don't have enough words to describe it, but I will show you a little bit closer. As you can see, it's not so tightly spun, and right now it may look not so suitable for this sweater because it may look a little bit too thin, but the gauge swatch worked fine because this yarn fluffs up so much when you knit with it and when you block it, and I really hope that it won't peel too much because, you know, it feels not too soft, kind of like soft in scary peely way, because I totally understand that this Cardigan cashmere will peel because it's almost like a kitten. It's so soft. This one is soft, but not in a too peely way. I hope it makes sense. So join me on Instagram and we will knit together this beautiful sweater. I really like the construction of a drop shoulder. I have quite a lot of drop shoulder sweaters, and what I really like that this sweater will have a long neck, then kind of like turtleneck, because I find that right now I really prefer to wear a turtleneck instead of scarf. I don't know how this happened, but I really want to wear sweaters like that. And this yarn will be so nice for my neck. There is no mohair, of course, so I can enjoy wearing it. You start as a basic and classic drop shoulder sweater from the back, and you use a long tail backward loop cast on. It's kind of like long tail cast on, but a little bit different. I have used it for my swatch. I don't know if you can see it. I hope you could see some difference. You know, it's not so stretchy as usual long tail cast on, and I think that it will add needed structure for this sweater because the yarn is pretty soft and you need a little bit of a structure. And then after knitting the back, as usual, you cast on for the back, then you shape your back with German short rows, and then you will finish back flat. Then you will knit both shoulders. I really also love how these details near the neckline look on this sweater, because it's kind of like shaping with slip stitch pattern. This looks a little bit scary, but also so worth it. And then you, after knitting both shoulders, you finish flat your front yoke. Then you join in the round, knit body in the round, and then pick up stitches for sleeves and knit and around those sleeves. I got a feeling that this pattern can go a little bit easier when you knit flat, but I think that it shouldn't be a big problem to knit it in the round. That's why I'm thinking about cardigan as well, because it goes so fast when you knit it flat, because you kind of like purl each wrong side row and do slip stitch each right side row. And when you knit in the round, you have not forget to do it in like not to make a mistake. So I have to be careful, and I shouldn't knit at night this sweater. And I think that's all about my plans. I decided not to go too ambitious because I know myself, and it may happen that I will take additional task need, or maybe I fell in love with some other pattern and I will decide to go with it. That's why I give myself some kind of a freedom and some kind of plans. Let me know in the comments below which plans you like, which plans you decide to take from my inspiration, and which plans should I take, like which patterns should I add additionally to my knitted plans. Huge thanks for everyone watching this video, and happy knitting!